Hey, it's Topher right here, Geek Public Radio. What is up, everybody? How are you doing? I'm doing pretty peachy. With me right now is Crazy Chris, like normal, but this time he didn't get to come and join us in the cool thing. He's stuck at home with the belly stuffs.
Yeah, it's super fun. I don't encourage anybody to participate in what I'm doing. So don't do it. That sucks.
don't do it.
But we are still going to bring you a kick-ass show because that is what we do around here, and that's what we'll continue to do. So hell, high water, or rainbow
Or bathroom
excretion,
breaks.
I will still be here for y'all.
One of the things that you may not have noticed, maybe you have, we have been streaming pretty much almost every day on Twitch this week. The goal was we were so close to hit affiliate. We were literally just a couple hours away. Right now, we are quite literally maybe 40 minutes from reaching your affiliate status. So with that, we are trying our best in order to keep things moving and heading in that direction. But before we get into the show, we must do the thing that we always do, and that is...
You're listening to the GPR podcast, where two old guys, talk about new games, movies, most things geeky, and generally be old in front of your eyes. Not cool. Now, here's Topher and Crazy Chris, being all old.
Being all old.
Old. It's true
Old.
though. Like, I've never felt more old than I have in like the last 2 days, where I've just been like crawling out of bed. It's been pretty awesome.
We already got some Twitchers here putting in smiley faces and all of the other.
What's up, guys? Welcome. So before we get too far into it, for all of you guys who are joining us, we do appreciate it. For everybody out there in Geekland, thank you guys so much. Make sure that you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Your subscriptions, your likes help us grow even bigger. And of course, we can't be anything without you guys. So make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and ring-a-lingy-dingy that belly button, so you'll be notified every single time that we go live. And again, without your support, we're just literally two old guys waxing nostalgic about video games and geek culture. So
right.
that. But, I do have some geek culture nostalgia for you.
Oh,
just to start right away, man. So I was perusing them interwebs, and I ran across a new Switch game that's going to be released for Nintendo Switch Online users, and it's Chex Quest. They are releasing Chex Quest back for the Nintendo Switch Online. I'm very excited. It's not free, but the fact that you can buy it at all is pretty incredible. For those of you who may not be in the know, Chex Quest was a video game for the. And by the way, my voice sounds like this because I'm feeling like maybe 50% of what I usually am. So, but Chex Quest was a 3D game that was available back in the mid to late 90s. It was a one-off game. It was initially designed just to be a silly game for like the Chex cereal. It was a game that you could play. You could download it on your computer, and it was called Chex Quest. And it actually developed into more of a fun 3D game. They did a really good job on it. So it got a little cult following, and it's been remade several times, but now Nintendo Switch has picked it up and they're releasing it for Switch Online. So for those of you who might be interested in such an old nostalgic timepiece of a game, Chex Quest is available on the Nintendo Switch Direct, so you guys can pick up your copy. Yeah, I'll be picking it up probably tonight after we get off here. $5 and I get a piece of gaming history. I'm cool with it.
Hell yeah. So one of the things that we were talking about, like with the growth of the studio, we'll just talk about like some of the stuff that has been going on. Like I said, we added a thing called Educate Me on, and that's where you guys tell
which is super cool.
that you want us to do a deep dive on, and I will go down the rabbit hole with you on air, like watching the videos, checking stuff out, doing all that stuff. That's how we spent most of our week.
I thought they were pretty cool. I got to pop in as a guest on some of them. You didn't know it was me, so. I still want to know how you get your voice that melodious. And you won't tell me.
Yeah, well, yeah.
How you get your glasses that sexy?
Yeah, it's all of the screens flashing at me at the same time. That's what it is.
All 17 of them. And by the way, you guys think I'm kidding when I say 17. I think he's got 4 at the moment. Are you on the 3?
I'm on the 3.
Your 3-piece? Yeah, you're on your 3-piece. He wants a 4th one. And his reason is he's like, well, so I can open up everything at once always and never have to switch between windows.
Right. I don't have to switch back and forth. I can just go doop, 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 doop. It's so much easier.
I think it was my son. It was my youngest. And he's going through and he's watching Chris on his monitors and he's looking at everything. He's like, why do you need so many monitors? And Topher looks at him and he's like, well, I need one for this. And then he shows him like all the stuff that he does. And my son is staring at him in wonder. Like, how do I do that? I tell you guys all the time that Topher puts in like an insane amount of work to do these shows and to put stuff to, like, I'm just the mouth. He's the brain, right? Like literally that guy over there is the brain. I'm just the mouth that speaks the things into existence. But with all these,
you have the better voice.
With all these educate me things you're doing, I'm like, man, you guys are gonna give him confidence, and he's gonna cut me out. I'm gonna be upset. I gotta get on there and keep you humble. I'd be like, hey, so tell me all about Crazy Chris. No, but I'm actually really proud of you, and again, it's super super awesome that we're able to start growing our Twitch following and the YouTube following and everything like that. Is this it's we're not huge.
It's in spits and spurts, but that happens.
Yeah, we're not huge by any stretch of the imagination, but I feel like we're blessed to be where we are, and we're just going to keep growing. So definitely excited. We got some other news coming too. So
yeah,
all of April we're going to be ridiculously busy.
Well, you are.
No, I mean that's okay. April, I'm going to be ridiculously busy, but you've got some stuff coming too. We're going to be shooting the movie.
Yeah, at the end of the month.
Shooting a portion of the movie at the end of the month in April. And we're going to have 2 of the individuals that are responsible for Experiment 53 are going to be joining us in the next couple of weeks. So they're going to be coming on board with us to do the pod, and they would love to discuss some things with you guys. That might be a super fun episode for everybody to tune into, because those 2 guys are really incredible talents. They've been responsible for a really cool movie, and I'm very very excited.
One that's getting a lot of love right now.
It is getting a tremendous amount of love, and I'm very excited for it. So definitely looking forward to having them on board with the show, getting them to come in and talk about their movie and what direction it's going to be headed. So should be a good time for everybody involved.
Awesome. So with the rest of the geekiness that we have coming up, some of the stuff that the station has been dealing with is working on getting the comic book for the Black Book up and running. Well, I finally got another piece back from the artists and whatnot. Like it's almost done. Like literally, it's just now inking the dialogue into the stuff. I got the majority of that back. There are some things that we're going to have redone, but for the most part, it is almost a complete book, and about time.
I know all the crazy stuff that's gone into it, so I'm always reserved when I lobby any criticism about the delay, mainly because I know why there have been delays, and I know what's been going on. So I try to reserve it, but I speak as a fan when I say it's about time. Yeah,
Right?
it's about time because I've been waiting for this for a while, and I know you have, obviously. And I know there are lots of people out there who are very interested to see the finished book. All not Scarefest. Why can't I think of words? Horror Hounds is coming up, I believe, at the end of the month, isn't it?
Yes.
And obviously we're not going to make it to that this year, but it's literally because we have so many other projects that we have to finish and get done before we start convention hopping again.
Right.
It didn't end up fitting into the time frame, which I feel really bad about because obviously I love my convention folks. I love going and hanging out with them. I know Don loves going to those conventions too. He's like a kid in a candy store, dude. Like every single time he gets in there, and he's real reserved. Like the first day, and he's always like, "Let's go, hi, hi," and then by the end of the first night, he's like, "I think that went really well. I think we could do some really good work today." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine." And then Saturday rolls along, and I swear it's like he got into the Jack Daniels, and he's like, "Hey," he's like, "I'm an actor. I do movies. You should come over here and read my book." He's like, "Don, you didn't write that book." "Yeah, I wrote this. I wrote this." But yeah, just getting into those conventions and stuff like that. When we go, we want to make sure we have a wide array of items to showcase and media to make available. And the comic book is obviously going to be a main part of that. It's going to be a huge part of that. The second book from GP Publishing, obviously, that's going to be something that we want to showcase out there as well. So lots of things to finish. But when we get them done, we're going to be rocking, and it's going to be freaking sweet.
Yeah, no, that you're right. There is a lot of things to finish. I also have to catch up on movie stuff down. Like, we've got The Boys season 3 trailer revealed, and we finally get to see some images of Jensen Ackles as his Captain America persona.
I don't remember what it's called, but
it's been so long ago. Like
well,
that's the bad part about having.
Yeah, my brain is fried. So,
but Homeland, you seen like Homelander in the new trailer. You see Butcher played Scotty. What was his
Simon Pegg?
No, not Scotty, but Bones. Sorry.
Carl Urban, not Carl Urban.
Urban.
Is it Carl? It's got to be Carl Urban.
Yeah, it's Carver. It's not Keith Urban. It's Carl.
Carl Urban. Yeah.
Yeah. He apparently they're teasing him with superpowers now, so maybe he took the Voight elixir and now he's super powered or whatever.
Well, that would be an interesting development.
Yeah. So I was looking at I watched the trailer and I was like, oh, now I can't wait.
Yeah. Some other
relevant fan.
What's that?
So I always am was a fan of the Boys. So
oh yeah, it was such a it is such a well done show. It's one of the I think the few hits that Amazon has really come on with, and obviously with them creating a new world and stuff like that. But speaking of hits that are available, Elden Ring obviously is I think 12 days old, or it might even be 2 weeks old at this point. I don't remember. But actually I think it has. I think we're going on 2 weeks. It's been out 2 weeks at this point. And somebody's already beaten the game in less than an hour.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, it was a streamer called. I want to say there. And if I get this wrong, guys, I'm sorry. Crucify me in the comments if you must. But I believe it's Little Aggie finished the game in 59 minutes and 38 seconds.
That's insane.
A game that is reportedly designed to be one of the hardest games that's been made on purpose, mind you. Like it's it falls in the vein of Dark Souls. It is quite
Right.
literally a Dark Souls creation. So it is ridiculously hard to play, but it's ridiculous. So so Jassel just brought this to my attention. Let's see if I can read it here. No, that's incorrect. That's a 4-day streaming session. That's not 1 hour. The streamer's a little laggy.
Oh, speedrunner.
Speedrunner.
Little laggy, yeah.
Yeah, a little laggy. There it is. First speedrunner to complete. Yeah, so it's a little laggy. I was right. Ha! No comment crucifixion for me today. But yeah, so I just think that every single time I see stuff like that, it's always impressive to me. Like they're still trying to shave thousandths of a second off of the original Mario, Super Mario Brothers speedrun. And
yes, yeah. Well, I think they're down to, for the 16 star. They're down to like 4. They broke their sub 15s.
Yeah, unreal.
I literally was just watching that today. Like I was that had pulled through my feed, and I was like, oh well, let's watch this, and it literally documented like how I think Ouija is the one that's got it now, and it's like 15 or 1457 or something like that.
Like I beat Final Fantasy VI in less than 10 hours, and I felt like I had accomplished the world. Right now, granted, this was like 16, 17 years old, so this is before speedrunning was realistically a thing. And I beat it, and it was like 9 hours and like 38 minutes or something like that. And I was like, oh, yeah, I was beat just fast. And
might drop out.
But what's funny is like I wasn't glitching, I wasn't cheating. I'd played the game so many times that I just knew all the little tricks and certain bosses you can one-shot kill. Like I just knew the tricks. And so by the time I got to the end, I was just ready to go. I knew what to do. But to hear that somebody beat a game that's supposed to be that hard in less than an hour, and now I'm like, okay. I mean, good on them.
Right?
Like, good on them, man. So for anybody that's paying attention, apparently that wants to jump on the speedrun bandwagon, this might be a way to get your name out there in a hurry, because now that somebody has done it and they know that it can be done.
But do it now. Get on there.
Yep.
Get on there where you can, because more than likely
it'll be sub 40 by the time it's done.
Yeah.
So
it'll be ridiculous.
I know. It's unreal. But speaking of time, and I'll bring it to this. So you remember that little gem on the NES back in the day called Turtles in Time?
Yes.
Do you remember the arcade game?
Yes.
TMNT, the arcade game? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about the first Ninja Turtles and the second one? Remember those?
Mm-hmm.
You do? Well, if you've ever wanted to play 17 versions of all of those different games, the Switch, I guess, has picked up all of the licensing for the Turtles games.
And I know there is a ton of them.
They are releasing, it's called the Cowabunga Pack, and they're releasing all of them. And
nice.
Apparently there's 17 versions of the games, including the Japanese only releases.
Yeah, because you had like Turtles in Time, you had Turtles, the Power game.
Yeah.
Like there's a ton. There was several that I didn't even know were out until I started looking for stuff for my RetroPie, and it was just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's so many of those different types of games out. But I thought that was something that was really cool. I was like, I loved the arcade game. And there are a few games that really ate my quarters when I was a kid. That was one of those games.
The cool thing is there is an arcade up version of the Turtles in Time.
Yeah,
so
there have been re-releases of that game for modern consoles.
No, I'm talking about the arcade where it's an actual arcade cabinet and all that, decked out with the Turtles, and you can play all of the Turtles games and whatnot through the arcade up. Like they have for the NBA Jam and Mortal Kombat and all of those.
Yeah.
Like they had a
Which
Turtles.
I would, if they could please stop coming out with like the 2K games that are hot trash and the Madden games, which are hot trash. And please, if you guys are out there and you're listening to me, I hate you, EA. I hate you so much. But I'm asking you to do one thing right. Just one. Can you please bring back NFL Blitz? Please. Just bring back NFL Blitz.
Technoble.
Don't even update it. Just release it and let people play it. Just make a customizable, build a character, or any game company. I don't care who you are. Any game company. That was the most ridiculous fun that I had ever had playing an NFL game. Because
right?
I don't particularly give a crap if I have an updated roster and the same skins from 5 Maddens ago. I don't care. I want to be able to pick somebody up on the 50-yard line and suplex them so hard that the ball falls out. And then pick them up by their feet and throw them through the field goal post. Like, that is amazing to me. That is hilarious. And then, while we're on the subject, NBA Jam. There was nothing better than 2v2 where I could take Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and go against Shaquille O'Neal and Penny Hardaway. Or Reggie Miller and Rick Smits.
Well, the funny thing is a buddy of mine, I was never much of a sports gamer on those things. But a buddy of mine, for Christmas, his daughter got him the arcade up thing from Walmart that was the basketball one that had all the basketball games and all that
NBA
stuff.
Jam.
Yeah. And I forgot how finessed I could be on a controller instead of like sitting like this, like actually having the stick and the buttons.
A control stick, yeah. A joypad.
He's like, every time I come, I get down the thing, 3-pointers, 3-pointer.
Oh, yeah.
3-pointer all day. And he's like, how are you doing that? And I was like, well, you press here, then you let off here, and you know it's about this, and
you gotta
all this stuff.
You gotta look at him.
I beat him at his own game.
It's all about stick control.
But it was one of those things that I was just sitting here like, he goes, I thought you weren't any good at this stuff. Well, put me in an arcade. That's my natural habitat.
Right. Well, it doesn't matter what game it is. They actually had a Blitz arcade cabinet for a while, and it was Midway. Midway Games was the one that had the, which I think was bought by EA. But I know EA has the NFL license right now, and I'm pretty sure that 2K has the NBA license. So, but I just don't feel like, I feel like if the NFL and the NBA would stop being greedy for like 1/2 minute, they would make so much money on those two games. I'm just releasing Blitz and then releasing NBA Jam. They would make money hand over fist.
I believe it.
But like, instead of requiring a $500 million freaking licensing agreement. Sorry. At a multi-trillion-dollar corporate level, I'm like, I don't care about your money. Like, I just want to play cool games. Speaking of cool games, I did just read Valheim has released some new info on the Mistlands. So for those of you still playing Valheim, which I believe, Topher, you are still playing that. I have not been. The short version.
Well, you've been stuck on working and coming home and doing your Fallout 76.
Yeah, I have my dailies, man, and that's basically all I can get done. I'm lucky if I can watch a movie, which, speaking of, I need to write the review for another movie that I've seen, and I came home with sleep. It was great. But I went to go see, why can't I think of Uncharted? I went to go see Uncharted. I enjoyed it. It was really good.
That was on my list.
It was good.
Well, the fun part about that is some people know and some people don't know. Wahlberg has been trying to do that forever. and it was when they finally got some. He was actually supposed to play
Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been so long that he actually ended up taking the older role because they couldn't get like it had been years.
Yeah.
And
I
he's
think
gotten older.
They did a great job with, I mean, the plot hole, but it's a video game adaptation, so the plot holes are so big you could drive a bus through them. Or in this particular case, you could drive pirate ships through them. But no, it was kind of ridiculous. I just kind of looked and I was like, wow, that is plot convenient if I've ever seen it. But it was really good. I think it stayed true enough to the video game itself, but was still different, like a lot different. And they did a really good job telling the story without being, I'll put it this way, if you've never played the games, you could totally watch the movie and you would be fine. You would understand what's actually happening. Jassel went to go see it with me, and she had an absolute blast. She liked it. So I actually almost convinced her to write the review because it comes from a movie watcher's perspective versus a video gamer's perspective, and I think she probably actually would do better with that. And I think that's what happened, wasn't it? Yeah. As we had that debate, and then I don't think either one of us ever did it. Now that I'm thinking about it. So, but anyways.
I know one of the things I have to get, I still have to catch up and watch
Roboting Beerman.
I have to get the I actually have to watch. I actually have to still watch the new Batman. Like it's on my list of things to do, but
I was gonna try to go this weekend, and then my body had other plans, so I might go.
My body's telling me no,
but my body's also telling me no, because that's what happened. But yeah, I have heard horrifically mixed reviews, and this is pretty much the consensus: is either people love it
or they hate it,
absolutely hate it. And I'm like,
there is no middle ground so far from anything I think,
which I'm actually okay with. I'm 100% happy with divisive movies.
That was also the way. That was also the way with the Joker with Joaquin.
Yeah, loved it.
Was people either really loved it or they hated it, and it wasn't. There was hardly any people that were like, I can go either way. It literally was one or the other.
I loved it so much I bought it. Like I don't.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't typically purchase movies unless they're franchise staples for me. Like I have all the Star Wars, of course.
Right.
Because love them or hate them, they're a part of my core makeup. Like they just are a part of my DNA. I mean, for crying out loud, it's a part of my DNA. So I love them. I'm going to watch them. Even with my Disney boycott, I stopped watching Mandalorian. I don't watch Book of Boba Fett. I know what's happening though. I'm not going to not read on it. I just don't watch them. I know it sounds stupid for most people who are like, why? Yeah, it's just my personal choice. I'm not telling you not to watch it. I'm not going to preach against it. I'm not going to stand on a soapbox and say I'm better. That's just how I feel about it. I'm not going to talk shit about a company and then not follow through. So,
right.
But that's just me. But, so for the Joker, for me, I was like, I love this movie. It's an absolutely phenomenal movie. I loved it. I'd watch it again. I'd watch it right now. Batman, I'm hoping will be like the exact same for me. Although apparently there's now a resurgence of the cry for Batfleck. So
I know that was the one thing, like literally
weird.
Before when no matter who puts on the cowl, everybody's gonna throw a fit about it.
A lot of times, listen, I will say this. A lot of times it's justified. Okay. It is such a beloved franchise that I get it. I understand the hate for it, but I need to say something to all the bat boys out there, the fanboys. Okay, so many people have now worn that cowl or voiced that character. It can't be sacred anymore. For crying out loud, George. Can we all just agree that George Clooney was the worst Batman, and then call it a day? Actually, you know what? No.
I would say Val Kilmer.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kilmer's was pretty awful.
Bat nipples have to be.
That was Clooney. That wasn't Kilmer. That was Clooney.
Was it? I could have swore it was Kilmer's Batman.
I don't know.
The nipples.
You know what? Research assistant. We're gonna find out. But Kilmer's was kind of bad. I don't know. I'm now kind of torn. But at least we can agree that those are the bottom two. I think Bale deserves his spot toward the top. Obviously, a huge love for Keaton. And I haven't seen Pattinson yet, so I have no idea whether he was any good or not. But I do know, I have seen a lot of people know Pattinson from Twilight, and that's all they know him from. Those are not the only movies that I've seen him in. And
well, people are like, okay, it's the guy from Harry Potter and Twilight that yada yada yada.
But it's not. He's doing so many other things.
The Lighthouse was an actually like dark, twisted. There you go.
It was Clooney, apparently.
All right.
Jassel's cackling in the background because apparently she pulled up a picture of the bat nipples. So, so for all of you out there in Geekland that are joining us, that cackling you hear in the back is Jassel doing research for us. Apparently, she's never seen the bat nipples, which is my failing, I suppose.
So the like with Pattinson, like he's been in so much other stuff that
hold on, robot.
I just think it's really, really funny that no matter who puts on the cowl, there's problems.
There we go.
They always have a problem with whoever puts on the cowl.
Yeah.
Until the next person comes along to put on the cowl, and then they're like, "Oh, well, why didn't we get?" Because they call it Batfleck, and called him names and said, made fun of like
Robert Pattinson. Coined it here first. Hashtag Pattinson. Right here on Geek Public Radio. On what's today? What is it? What's today's date? The 12th?
The 12th.
All right. On March 12th, Pattinson. Hashtag Pattinson. We started it.
There you go. Speaking of we started it and hashtags and whatnot, we have moved over from Discord since we did not actually own our own server.
Yeah.
There was somebody who created it for us and then didn't do anything with it. Like they didn't turn it over. They didn't, so we had literally no control over anything in the server.
Yeah, and which is part of the reason we moved away from the platforms that we had in the past. Is we wanted to make sure that we owned the creative licensing for all of our stuff.
So we have moved over to Gilded. So if you check out, if you're watching this on a later on after we get done or whatever, you will see the links to all of our socials. Gilded will be the very first link, so you can get a chance to hop on there, talk with us. I like Gilded because we actually now have rooms for specific games. So like if you're playing Borderlands, you can go into our Borderlands section and talk to people and have fun talking Borderlands and playing the game, all of that stuff. Like that is actually, since Roblox bought it, like it's literally a community for that game. So we have Elden Ring on there, we have Borderlands, we have New World, we have Valheim, and WoW, all up there, so people can go into those different things and use us to help us with the community.
Which I think is going to be, I think it'll help us grow even further, right? And that's every step we take, sometimes people might look at it and think, oh, we're taking a sideways step or we're taking a lateral step or whatever you want to call it. We only do those things because we think it'll help us grow. And we try to have consistency with what we do. And unfortunately for us, the Discord server had basically zero consistency. It wasn't working the way we wanted it to. And we think with Gilded, we'll have more creative control. And we think we'll be able to include more of you guys in Gilded and be able to interact with you guys in a different way. So I think that's going to be a lot better. And it's my personal opinion, but I think it'll be a lot better.
And the fact that whenever we're playing a game, we're streaming a game, like we have the Fallout now too. Whenever we're streaming a game that hits those categories, there will be an alert through Gilded that says, "Hey, we're on stream. This is what we're playing."
Right.
So,
and we'll still be doing obviously through Twitch and stuff like that. Obviously, we'll be doing all that, and then I'm still
right. I like how it works with Twitch
all together.
That.
And I love that. I'm still part of a group. I'm still part of a couple of groups on Discord. So when I'll use the GPR, obviously Twitch, because I'm not going to Twitch on my own. But when I go on, you'll still, for those that are still part of those groups, we didn't take that away. You'll still be alerted when I go live. So that's not going to stop. It's just not going to be through our primary, not through the Discord GPR Discord server anymore. That's gone. So, but Guild is a great way to go. Speaking of great ways to go, for those of you who might be getting a little bit longer in the tooth, like myself, might be getting a little bit of gray in the beard, maybe feeling not like you did 20 years ago.
If you're not feeling fresh,
there is an awesome thing that you guys could pick up called LifeWave. Now, LifeWave, for those of you who do not know, is a patented technology that actually utilizes several different formulas to activate latent stem cells within your body. And it does so using a whole lot of complicated science that I don't fully understand. All right. And they don't pay me to understand it. They just pay me to promote it. All right. Let's just be real. But it does help you feel rejuvenated, does help you feel younger. It could actually increase or decrease the amount of time that you spend to heal after a workout or anything like that. The Olympic swimming team actually use these. The U.S. Olympic swimming team actually uses the LifeWave patches. They were initially, it's a funny story, they'd actually had initially been investigated because they thought they were using some type of steroid, and it came to find out that that's not even close to what it is. It's all natural. It doesn't utilize any type of chemical base. It's 100% natural and 100% safe. Shouldn't be used in the place of like actual medical care or anything like that. So I mean, for crying out loud, if you get your arm cut off, don't slap on a LifeWave patch and expect it to grow back. That's not the way it works. Use common sense, of course. And of course, consult with your doctor before you use any type of medicine, right? I'm not your doctor, neither are the people from LifeWave. But if you're just looking for something to help you rejuvenate, feel better, feel younger, move faster, look prettier, possibly, then LifeWave might be the way that you would like to go. And you can check that out at OneLove7. LifeWave.com/OneLove7, or you just go to OneLove7 at I think it's Gmail. Is it Gmail or Yahoo? I don't remember.
Barry at OneLove7.
Barry at OneLove7.com, and you can reach out to your LifeWave consultant, and they can provide you with what you need to get started. So yeah, check them out. LifeWave.com.
All right, and that leads us into our next sponsor / partner on the station. We just picked them up, and that would be Humble Bundle. If you're interested in getting some games and whatnot and getting them inexpensively, this is the way to go. All of the stuff that you can get, it goes towards a charity. And you can get games, books, software, all of this stuff. I mean, here's the Pathfinder books. Here, if you want to learn Python, if you want to learn how, assets for an RPG, all of that stuff is available right here. Use the link in our description. It is in there right now, and get there and get some of these bundles. One of these bundles was like 12 games for or 12 games for $12 or 20 games for $12 or something like that. It was like $140 worth of stuff.
It's awesome.
I think
I
it was this one.
I got to browse it earlier. And honestly, some of the stuff that's available for the price that it's available is kind of unreal. I'm really excited to be partnered with Humble Bundle and sell these things to you guys because it's pretty freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, like here's one of them. This is the shooter pack. So you got Dusk, Amped Evil, and Medieval, Iron Fury, Dread Templar, all of that stuff, Hellbound, all of that for $12. It's $143 worth of stuff. You can get it for that, and it goes to a charity. You can't really beat that. They've raised over $200 million for charities through this thing, and you can't miss. Check the link. Check the link in our description and give her a go.
Yeah, so you really can't beat that, man. Using our link helps us, helps them, and helps the charity. So I mean, you get a 3 for 1, and on top of that, you get something for yourself. So it's a win all the way around. Very excited to have them as our sponsor. It's super cool. I really do like them.
And we've picked up some others, but we will use them, save them for other stuff because that's part of what we have said when we are growing. Like we now have people coming to us and saying, "Hey, would you like to do this?"
Yeah.
So it's nice.
Really exciting. I had to tell Topher the other day. I was like, man, if we keep grabbing sponsors like this, like we're gonna have like an entire 1 hour block of just sponsors. It's like, just here you go. Here's our sponsor block, and maybe we should just start recording our sponsors and just play them in the middle of the show, so that way we don't have to worry.
No, I'll tell you the truth. I thought about it, but
I think it would probably be a lot easier. I think we'd be more professional, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but it's so cool just like doing it live, like off the cuff. Like I don't have anything in front of me. I'm literally staring at my phone right now because I don't have, I'm not at the studio, so I don't have my laptop. I don't have anything out. So everything I'm just grabbing off the cuff. And that's just the way that we've always done things. I mean, it's not the way we'll always do things. It's just sometimes necessity breeds innovation. So,
right.
But yeah, and of course, guys, go check out geekpublicradio.com. Make sure that you click on all the cool stuff that we have available. All of our movie reviews, game reviews, it's all available for you right there at geekpublicradio.com. We've got all kinds of cool stuff in the member section. You got movies that you can watch. We've got different ways to get a hold of us. We got behind the scenes looks at some of the crazy dumb stuff that Topher and I do when you guys aren't paying attention. Or rather, while we're some of the not live stuff that we've done, we've got some cool behind the scenes stuff there. Some of the not safe for work things, the conversations that we have about content that YouTube would literally strip us of our nightliness and take away our lands and title. But you guys can find all that at geekpublicradio.com. And of course, if you guys become members, that money goes directly to us. It doesn't go to any third-party affiliate. It's 100% our money. And we use that to improve the show, bring you guys new stuff, and then just grow, right? So if you guys would like to personally and financially support us, that's the way you do it. We appreciate things like super chats and stuff like that, but it's not necessary. If you get just a membership, and doing something like that actually gets you 50% off of any deal at daysandnightsbooks.com. So if you guys go to Days and Nights Books, and you use the promo code that you're given when you become a member, you get 50% off your order. So
5%.
That's what I said, 5%. I definitely said 5. I definitely did not say 50%. I definitely said 5. Sorry, you get 5% off your first order.
It works out. It works out to you basically.
Membership jumps up 100%, drops back down.
It basically works out to the money that you spend on being a member literally comes off your purchase.
Yeah. So it's slow things like that we like to do to kind of help you guys out because you help us out. So yeah, make sure you go to daysandnightsbooks.com as well. Check them out. And if you have any movie related questions, you can go over to rutledgeproductions.com. Always happy to have them as a sponsor, taking care of us, and we take care of them. Usually just by outsourcing cheap labor. That's just the best thing that we can do for them. So want to make sure that we take care of our guys over there at Rutledge Productions. Dawn has always been a staunch supporter of the show from day one. We greatly appreciate his contributions, and all the folks over there at Rutledge Productions. You guys are fantastic. So thank you for that. And then finally, of course, because we're going to keep promoting it until we can't promote it anymore, you got to go to blackbookmovie.com. And at blackbookmovie.com, you get to see and maybe read the work by this guy over here, this award-winning writer and producer. That's right. That's him right there. This guy, director. I said producer. I meant director. Whatever. He's a producer.
Oh, that too.
He does all the things. He literally does all the things. Words are, in fact, hard, Jassel. Thank you. But over at blackbookmovie.com, you guys can pick up your copy, DVD or Blu-ray of the Black Book. I have been showing it to people at work using the Tubi app. So if you guys have Tubi, you can watch it over there. It's free to watch. So all you have to do is sign in using your Tubi account. You guys can look for the Black Book and then just start watching the movie. We have done very well over at Amazon, and now we have branched off to Tubi as well. So very excited to be just moving around the board.
Yeah, we are still available on Amazon Prime, available now on Tubi for free, available on YouTube Movies for the rent or buy section, and Google Play. And we have just been told that there are several other places that they are trying to get. They're just in the middle of inking the deals, so there's other places that we are going to pop up eventually.
Black Book is growing, and that is thanks in no small part to all of your hard work out there, people. All of you guys. You guys have helped make this more successful than I think any of us had actually ever hoped for. And we do greatly appreciate that. I know Topher has put in, a lot of people don't understand or even realize the blood, sweat, and tears that he put into this movie, and he's put into this work, and that he puts into all of his work. And so to see it rewarded in any way, is always humbling to him. He doesn't like to talk about it. That's not the type of person he is. He always feels like what did he say? An imposter. He says he feels like a pretender sometimes. And I'm not trying to air out your dirty laundry, bud. I don't want to do that to you. But we are very humbled, and I know he is too. You guys are awesome and excellent.
Yeah.
And then the shout out this week, because I did not forget, Mac Steiner McLaughlin. I really do appreciate you being a member since the very beginning and being a part of this show. You have contributed and watched almost every single episode that we have had, and I greatly appreciate that, man. A fellow veteran like myself, served with distinction. I really do appreciate all your work, man. I've had the pleasure of meeting you on more than one occasion, and each time has been an absolutely fantastic experience. So, my friend, thank you very much for being a part of the show, for being a part of this community, and then continue to be here, man, and I'll continue to recognize you, brother. Appreciate you very much, and of course appreciate your service. All right. So anyways, there's shout outs. Since I was shouting you out, I figured I'd actually shout out the person I was going to shout out.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So lots of crazy stuff happening out there. Oh, and one final thing for all you space nerds. For all you space nerds out there, Colonel Robert Kelly has been going back and forth with the Russian space program on Twitter, and it has been an absolute sight to behold. Because apparently he speaks Russian, so he's been jawing with them back and forth. Apparently Russia released some type of video, essentially a joke video of them cutting off their access to the ISS space station, which would essentially cut off the American section of the space station as well. And so they basically show them cutting that off, and then the American astronaut floating off into space saying bye, waving bye-bye. And apparently Commander Kelly did not think that was very funny. So he let them have it on Twitter and basically told them to get off of it, and they need to apologize, and that they need to quit playing politics, people's lives.
Yeah,
Which
there you go.
I don't disagree with. I just thought it was really funny for all you space nerds out there. Astronauts are people too.
On that note, astronauts are people too, and we will be seeing you this time next week. Hopefully Friday.
Friday.
We missed yesterday because of illness, so
not fun. Still not feeling the greatest, but I figured we could get a show in. So do something.
We will see you guys later.
Peace.
You've been listening to the GPR podcast, where two old guys talk about yes, old. Talk about new games, movies, most things geeky, and try not to poop in their diapers while they're talking. Thanks for listening to the show. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on Twitter at Free Geek Radio, on Facebook and Instagram at Geek Public Radio, and the website geekpublicradio.com. We'll see you next time.